Okay, sorry. Hi, I'm Jenny Slate, and this is Vulture's Two Friends.
Hi, I'm Isabella Rossellini, and this is Vulture Two Friends.
Oh, wow.
Where are you both in the world right now?
Where are you? Well, you go first, or do you want me to go first?
Well, I'm home. It's easy. I live, as you know, I live just outside New York City, near the beach.
Yep. Yep, I've been there. I think I've been exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think so. I think you were here. And
yeah,
you
I was definitely there. I mean, I don't know if if you're in your bedroom. I don't think I went in there.
No. I built this tent. The curtain. No, my bed is behind that curtain. This curtain is my Zoom curtain. To kind of erase the privacy of my house. But here I am.
Really nice. Yeah.
And you, where are you?
It looks like I've been kidnapped and I'm like in a closet. And in fact, I am in a closet, which used to be a bathroom. And so there is actually just to my left out of frame, a toilet.
Oh, but then in the back is a refrigerator. There's
a refrigerator and a ladder, because I'm in the office at my fiance's. He owns the general store in our town, and so they have better internet here because we have bad internet at our house. So I came here.
Oh, so at the general store there is a refrigerator, a toilet, and a ladder, and the store is in the back of that.
Yeah,
behind you.
It's behind me, and there's also the little safe, like right here, that has all the
cash you make.
It has all like the quarters in it, and so somebody like a teenager, an employee just came in here like a minute ago when I was like, I'm 5 minutes late because they were coming in to get quarters. I was like, I should try to make it look nice, but I can't.
So now there's another question. Describe the moment when you first met. But I don't remember that moment. I mean, I remember that I received a request to be part of Marcel the Shell. I didn't know the Shell. I didn't know. I mean, I know that he was a phenomenon in the internet. I was when I mentioned it to my children, they went berserk. So I knew he was famous. But I'm old, so I'm never into internet. And then I was sent the books that were bestsellers books, and so the clips, and I thought it was so charming, and I wanted to be part of it. Although my character didn't really exist until I came on board. You've created Marcel,
and you created Nana Connie, the character that you played, Marcel's grandmother, and you really did create her.
Marcel is a boy.
Yeah.
Oh, how does it feel to be another sex?
Feels great.
But I should try. How does it feel to be a shell? I mean, that maybe is more of a stretch than just being another sex.
Yeah, because Marcel, we like to say like he's gendered male. He doesn't have an age, and I guess it feels good. Whoever Marcel is, he is the person who lives inside of me. So I guess it feels very natural. Yeah, I mean,
but there are interior voices. I mean, what makes it touching to me is the interior voice. It could have been a shell, it could be a mouse, it could have been something else. The fact that it's puppetry, it maybe is the magic of the mask, that exists already in the Greek theater, where people put the mask with a smile, or the mouth going up or the mouth going down. Once you have a shield, somehow you can open up more. And Marcel reveals the vulnerability that we all have, but we need the mask of Marcel to express them, isn't it?
I think you're right, Isabella. I do. I mean, I certainly think that about me, and in the performance of Marcel, it is the thing that feels like the most unfettered. It feels like the most free for me to do, and that's because I think when I'm Marcel, we spoke about this before, but I give myself much more permission to have a wider range of emotions. Yeah.
Marcel, it's not Jenny.
No, it's Marcel.
But now, how did how the idea of a shell came about. I mean, Disney made Mickey Mouse, you know, to voice maybe some of this feeling, or Mr. Roger had that puppet, the old like a mouse, yeah, a little cat. But how did the decision to be a shell came about, to that animal and not another one?
I think Dean, so I know Dean made Marcel's body. And so it was sort of like a back and forth. He heard the voice I was doing, then he went to the local toy store in Brooklyn and then to the art store, and he bought like a knockoff Polly Pocket. And then he went to the art store and he bought, I think, like a container of shells and googly eyes, and he made a bunch of different prototypes, and then he made Marcel. And then we were like, oh, that's, in fact, I went out for lunch.
With pink shoes.
With pink shoes, yeah. Like I went out for lunch. Dean was making the characters, trying to figure out what went with this voice and this character that was coming out. And then I came back, and I think Dean said something like, "He's here. He's here." And there he was, Marcel. He was sitting on the side, just the corner of the kitchen table, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's totally him." And so Dean made the character design to match the voice, and then he just started to interview me again, and he was like, "What's your name?" And I said, "My name is Marcel the Shell."
Oh, and then the name came.
Then the name.
Because, you know, I'm sorry, the one of the questions that we were sent, it was if we ever wanted to be a magical creature, like mermaids, fairies, leprechauns, or unicorn. Of course, we want to be shells with shoes.
What would you be? Do you have a feeling?
I don't know that I have wanted to. No, I never really fantasize about this creature that are. Oh, but we do. Oh, here you can hear them. It's my dog.
Yeah.
These creatures that are hybrid, you know, like a lot of them. I have a farm, and a lot of domestic animals are modified version of wild animals. The dogs are the modified version of the wolf. So that to me is the most fascinating, that you can evolve and manipulate evolution to the extent of creating new species. But I never really fantasize about a creature that did not exist.
Not even one you would choose?
I'm sorry?
There's not even one you would choose, like if you just could?
Well, I don't. My daughter loved unicorns, like all the little girls, they love unicorns. I don't know why unicorns, they have this, you know, little girls are so attracted to unicorns.
It's kind of weird, isn't it? A little bit?
They all like it. I mean, now I'm a grandmother, and so I see a lot of young girls, and they all love unicorns.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful creatures.
Yeah, but they don't exist.
No, they don't.
Marcel doesn't exist, but they can be beautiful. Yeah.
Well, there's like the narwhal, the whale that's like the unicorn whale.
Yeah, the one that has that incredible. That is amazing.
Yeah. There's a question on here that says, what kind of sea creature would you be? And I would definitely be a whale.
A whale, yeah. Well, I don't know, because they're endangered, you know. I would like to be, what would I like to be? The ocean. I mean, you know that I'm a scientist and I study conservation. So I think the ocean is actually the one that is the most battered. We don't see it. We go crazy when we see the fires in California or Oregon, but this is happening continuously in the ocean, you know, that has so many climate change and boats and tempests, you know, and things that didn't exist. So I don't know that I would like, you know what I would like to be? Oyster. The oyster apparently is or a crab, you know, what is it called? The horseshoe crab. Apparently they were there since the dinosaurs, and they haven't changed. So they must have a formula of the perfect living, because they haven't changed. You find in fossils oysters, and you find horseshoe crabs. So that's the secret of eternity.
And jellyfish, they're really like...
Jellyfish too can be a good one.
Yeah. We had a Portuguese man of war wash up on the beach recently, and they're like bright blue, and they can really get you.
They can get you. They can get you. Yeah, they can. Yeah, I hope that you found her on the beach and you weren't swimming, because if it touches you with the tentacle, it will burn you.
I know. It's so scary. The ocean is so scary, but I keep going in.
No, I don't go in because I live, it's the Atlantic. So I grew up in Italy, and that's the Mediterranean. And the Mediterranean is a little bit like the Caribbean, is completely transparent and pretty calm. Mm-hmm. You always see what's in. When I go into the ocean here, the Atlantic, you can't even see your feet. It's more murky. Yeah. And then, yes, again, a lot of animals, strange, something bites your foot. You don't know what it is. Could be jaws. So, yeah. So the waves are really, once I was crashed by a wave, and that scared me. So I walk on the beach. I fantasize about what's in the sea, but mm-hmm. I swim in a pool.
Yeah, I mean, I used to really be afraid of the power of the ocean, and of like undertow, or of getting stung by a jellyfish. Crabs also are a big one that are scary, and just like anything underfoot that you can't see. But then, I don't know, as I got older, I suddenly realized, like, I just like the feeling of kind of being like battered by the brine.
A dangerous path, Jenny. It could be a dangerous path.
There was one of our friends here said that he was like sitting outside one night by our house, which is by the water, and that he was really drunk. And he was like, I swear, I saw like a mermaid come out of the water. And I was like, I think you were probably just really drunk, and most likely you saw someone else like fall off the dock and then like crawl their way back up onto it. And it wasn't a mermaid, but there's just a tiny part of me that keeps it in mind that maybe there was. But I know it's not, but sometimes I just like to think about it.
But in the abyss, down in the ocean, down, we don't really know what's there, you know? Sometimes there are creatures that come up and they say, we've never seen this fish or this octopus, gigantic, or squid.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
So you know what I saw last summer was a sunfish. Have you ever seen one of those in real life?
One when I was a little girl in Italy, yes.
It's like an omen. I'm not sure of what, but it's like a huge, huge fish, the size of like a raft. And all of its features are on one side of the body. Like its whole face just looks up the sun. It's so weird. It looks like a slice of a dinosaur.
Yes, even the soles, you know, the one that we eat, they are like this. And incredibly, they're born with a regular face. And then as they grow adult, the face twisted, and so they have the face on one side, and this side will be flat. But they are born just like a regular fish with the face like this. That would be interesting. Yeah, exactly.
If your face went all to like Picasso'd itself onto one side.
Exactly. But that probably was what Picasso dreamed.
Yeah. Have you had I mean, I've seen pictures of you for like, you know, of you as like a little girl and stuff, but would you say that you've had, like, I don't think I've had the same face for my whole life. Do you think you have relatively had like the same features?
I don't know, you know, I don't know. I think they change. I think they change. There's something that remains, more maybe an aura, or it's hard to tell about myself, but I can see it in my children or in my friends or my brothers and sisters and it still is a surprise that you know, like if you see a photo of your friends as a child, you say, there you are. You can still recognize them, but you've never seen them. You've only seen them as an adult. So there is something, and yet it's quite different, but can't really pinpoint what it is. Sometimes it's an attitude, something, you know, that remains all your life. Yeah. I mean, I'm almost 70, and you never really change inside. And you feel your changes outside, you know, when I see a photo of mine but inside you remain the same. You're much younger than I, but still I think you have that experience, you know, that inside one changes very little.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is beautiful and sometimes hard, especially if you can manage to remain like sensitive and open. It also means you are kind of continually unprotected, and so then I think that's where the danger comes in, that you could change, like, because you could become jaded or too wounded and you start to protect. But I feel like I've been, I feel like internally I've been relatively the same. I'm just getting better at being what I'm like, but externally,
oh, that's the great thing about growing old. I mean, the growing old is the best because you become more and more who you want to be. And not because, I mean, maybe it's courage, maybe it's because when you're young, pleasing the parents, pleasing the family, pleasing the friend is more important than when you're older. Maybe that it's not a matter of courage to be yourself. It's also a matter like, if I don't do it now, I wouldn't have done it. I'll die and I wouldn't have done what I wanted to do. So the combination of these two things is old age is very freeing. I mean, this is my experience, that yes, I have some pain and I can't run, I can't do somersaults. I'm really, really sorry. But I'm freer. Inside, I feel freer.
When you start, so you play Marcel's grandmother in the movie. Were you already a grandmother in your life at that point?
No, I don't think I was, because we recorded the voice. My first grandson is 3 years old, and we recorded the voice. It took Dean over 3 years to record the voice.
Yeah.
Because when you do animation, you first record, I mean, at least this is Dean's method of working.
Yeah.
The voice together, and then you illustrate the voice. And so the illustration and the stop motion took over 3 years. Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's like, it really, because you step away, or you or I step away from it for so long, and then to come back to it, and it's very very touching, I think. Okay, I'm going to ask you another one of these. Would you rather be a teeny tiny thing or a giant?
I thought about it. I think teeny tiny. I think that is better. You can find a little hole that you can hide, you can crawl. Yeah. I think that insects have a better chance of surviving than elephant, whales, big. It might look intimidating, but ultimately they seem to me to be the one most threatened, most endangered.
Yeah, I would rather be like a teeny tiny thing and repurpose objects in my own life the way that Marcel does, rather than like
just like Marcel.
Yeah, so I would love that.
It is your alter ego.
Yeah. I really like the idea of being under the radar and then like only revealing yourself to some. That feels really good to me. Like that. And when I was little, I always liked, like, there was a series of books called The Borrowers about like really, really teeny tiny people. Or there's that Miyazaki movie about Arrietty. Have you seen that?
No, I've never seen it. Yeah, no.
It's like about teeny tiny people, I'm pretty sure. And I've seen it, but I can't remember. I think that's the one that it is. But like, I like the idea of like, dragging a raspberry into your tiny little, area that you made for yourself.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing the interview.
Look.
Anthony, I'm sorry. I'm in the Zoom doing the interview. The key, you can leave it there. I'm sorry? Okay, thanks. I'm sorry.
What's the key to?
The key is my car key.
Okay.
And and it's a key that you don't put in the hole, is a key that I always forget. And whenever I turn on my car, it says battery low. So my friend Anthony went to try to substitute the battery. You think it's easy, but it isn't, I couldn't even open the key. This is what drives me crazy. I have to say that, as I said before, growing old is freeing, but my God, computer, electronics, all these things, you feel like I'm in another planet. There was another question. Which planet would you like to be? Or Well, I am in another planet. The world is changing so much. You know, I grew up with pencil or pen. For many years when I was little, I was allowed to just write with pencil, not to make a mess. And then when I master it, we can promote to the pen. Yeah. Can you imagine? Now the world is completely different and I'm lost at it a bit.
I am too. I am too. I don't, technology makes me very anxious. And even though you usually just have to like click on one thing and join the rest of everybody else.
You click on the next thing.
Yeah.
It all freezes. That's the problem. Yes, you have to write the right button. Otherwise, who knows what happens?
Yeah, I'm not interested in it at all. I just want to like be outside carving a pumpkin. That'll do it.
I agree with you. At the end of the day, I think that the base, I mean, I don't want to, all of, you know, the world's evolved and everything is good. But at the end of the day, there are some basic things that are very healing and reassuring. And it is this, you know, plant a flower, see it grow, things that you can wrap your head around. Although pretty much it's pretty amazing that a seed would have so much information to build a tree. But still, it's more understandable to me than electronics.
Yeah, I planted in our window box, like I think, you know, 3 weeks ago, maybe. I just really haphazardly planted some morning glory seeds and some nasturtiums. And I was like, I mean, it was like how a baby would plant something. Like I just stuck the seeds and I put the dirt over it and I watered it and I, you know, I walked away. And they're, you know, exploding over the top of the window box and they're climbing up. We have like an old oar for a boat, like on the side of the thing of the window box, and they're climbing up. And it's like, I was just thinking like, this is so much more satisfying than anything else I'm like being offered. Like I just, it's almost like you make a wish, even though it's science and it's not a wish.
Well, I have a farm, so you know how I feel. It's so, you know, you see this life coming and surviving, and then the seasonality of, you know, the fall, the winter, the spring, and the summer, and the going back into the earth and coming back with different. And yeah, it is great. I like, that's why I live here in the country and be at the farm, because it's always a surprise, a wonderment.
You have such fancy chickens.
Oh yeah. Well, my chickens are and they lay the most beautiful eggs, all different colors. Yeah, I have these heritage breeds. They are, you know, I didn't know until I started to study animals and run a farm that there's a lot of farm animals that are endangered. Not endangered like the elephant, or not the species. Chickens are not endangered, but the chicken breeds are endangered. It would be as if we wouldn't only have one type of dog. Let's say we have the Pekingese, and then all the other dogs, the Labradors, the German Shepherd, the Pugs, the Dachshund will disappear. So nowadays, you know, with the industrialization of food, there is monoculture. So as we eat one type of asparagus, we also eat one type of chicken, a breed by the name of broiler. They gave it the name broiler. I mean, it's completely declared what they're for, poor things.
I know, it's such doom.
Doom, I know. Doom. That's the animal I don't want to be. They asked, you know, what animal would you like to be? I don't want to be a broiler.
No, I would never want to be a chicken in general. I would not want to be a chicken, but I think I would like, I mean, there's probably like a top 5 for me. I would definitely love to be a dog.
I would find my dog bed, fed, room service, washed, caressed. Yeah, my dog.
A duck? What about a duck? That seems really nice.
Well, ducks are pretty nice. They have this most interesting vaginas, you know.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, they are. So the birds, they don't have genitals. They are called what is called cloaca. They have 2 holes, and they just line them up, and the male spits the sperm, and that's it. But ducks have a penis and a vagina. But the male, the drakes they're called, they all jump on the female and they try to mate with her. So the female evolved because women, female, want to have control of who they are mating with. They want to make sure they are mating with the right father, right? So they evolved a vagina that has many canals, and only one leads to the eggs. So if during this kind of gang rape, she's penetrated by a male that she doesn't think is a good father, doesn't want to have these genes, she sends him to a dead end. She controls the vagina. Vagina, imagine, is like like a finger, and she can control them. She can lock them and all that, but only one is the good one.
And she can tell? What if the bad, wait, sorry. So what if the bad duck gets into the good vagina?
No, she locks it.
Oh, she locks
it. She controls it. She locks it and sends him to a dead end or something that is nowhere. She can control the inside of a vagina.
What?
So like sometimes animals engage in very long courtship, male, so that finally we can say, okay, you can penetrate me. Yeah. Not the dogs. They take care of that. They're penetrated, but they still have control.
Wow, I feel so like down on my vagina now. It's so boring.
I mean, too, that's an enviable vagina. Next film will be about ducks, let's say. And male empowerment.
Enviable Vagina is a really good title for this. No, but yes.
Yeah, Jenny, I hope to see you. I hope to see you soon. It was so wonderful to work with you and do this film that is so creative, so experimental. And then things, generally, we're asked to do things so fast. And the brain doesn't go, the creativity doesn't go as fast as when we're asked to create a film or do. And this one, I admire it, that it took so long and it's so original and different than anything that is out there because of it.
Well, we are really, really lucky that we got to have you and that you jumped in there with us and let us come to your house and record in your broccoli patch and take time out to let us meet your goats. And in general, it is always fulfilling and magical to speak with you, Isabella. And I hope that I get to see you soon in a non-pandemic world.
Bring your baby to the farm. It's called Mama Farm because it really is for mamas and babies.
I'll bring my little baby there. We'll have the best time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.